Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another daily energy and guidance reading. And I'm using the Cosmic Reading Cards by Nari Anastasia. And you can use this as a pick a card reading, one, two, or three, or a blended reading with all three cards. And I consider this timeless, although today is going to be for Monday, the 13th, okay, of April. And whenever this message finds you is when you are meant to hear it. And as I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and God, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers the highest good of all. I'll take the card from the top for card number one, card from the center for card number two, and the bottom card will be card number three. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, we start out with card 20, and what a beautiful card this is. And it says limitless. And I love, love, love the colors of blue, indigo, green, turquoise emanating from this person. They're just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And what this card is saying is, through this card, limiting beliefs and conformity are being addressed. It's so easy to get caught up in the material world with its illusionary expectations, false sense of security, and living our lives in what society deems as perfect societal bubbles. People get lost in the games and falsity of their everyday monotonous existence. Living a life to the expectations of society is just as restricting as living a life in prison. There is only so much room you have available to move freely before the walls of the cell are felt. If you are drawn to this card, you're being asked to reflect on your life and the walls that inhibit you. These walls are made up of limiting beliefs that prevent you from following your heart and reaching your dreams, limiting beliefs that stem from childhood experiences and expectations which kept you locked in an invisible cell. Do not let the limiting beliefs and expectations of yourself and others confine you. You were not born to be imprisoned. You were born to fly, to sing your tune and dance your dance. You were born to truly live and experience this life in all its blazing glories. Reach for the stars and follow your dreams. You have the strength and courage within you to break away from societal expectations and follow your own guidance and intuition. It is time to truly acknowledge the magnificent soul you are and break free from the binds that have held you back. You'll be amazed by your own power and motivation. And this card also makes me think about people pleasing. There's just too many people out there that are people pleasers, worried about what people in society think of them, conforming to the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act, who they hang around with, what they have. I mean, it's gotten to the point where, I think people have lost their identities. I truly do believe the sadness in that. And with this, card, it's telling us not to be confined within our walls. And a lot of us are working at places that are like a prison. Believe me, I know. I spent many, many years at a job that was like a prison. I always said, I could have killed someone and got out of jail quicker than the time that I did at my job. It was like serving prison time. You were micromanaged every single day. You were disrespected. You were mentally abused. If anyone out there is in a situation like that, now is the time to think about it. We're all home from our jobs. We're home where we have a lot of time to think because we're not allowed to roam around freely during this quarantine time. So think about what is holding you back. Are certain relationships, family members, jobs, friends, making you feel like you're in confinement? Something to think about. And then the next card is balance, number two. And there's this person sitting in the lotus position, and it is beautiful. The background of the card, and I hope the camera's picking up on this. This is card number two. It looks like a leaf, like the veins of a leaf, and it's making the background look like a stained glass picture. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely gorgeous. I may leave this card out because the peaceful energy that's emanating from this card is just beyond belief. And it's kind of like a darker picture, so I hope the camera is picking up on this because this is stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And it says this card signifies a need for balance and equilibrium with your inner world. Your external world is merely a reflection of your inner world right now. There's a calling for balance in the giving and receiving of energy. And that is so true. If you feel like your life is chaotic, your home life is chaotic, your personal life is chaotic, what kind of energy are you giving out? And what is out of balance in your life that is causing, this chaos? We have to, meditate. We have to do breathing exercises. We have to walk in nature, whatever it takes to ground ourselves, because it is so easy to get out of balance. I mean, it's just a daily struggle for a lot of us, including myself, where, I have to stop and center myself quite a bit throughout the day because there's so many things that could throw us off. It says, you have been taking care of everyone else's needs, but not your own. Thank you for being the nurturing soul that you are. But, dear one, you have really been giving a lot of yourself lately, and the balance between giving and receiving is uneven. Oh, isn't that the truth? Being in this unbalanced state can cause you to feel overwhelmed and fatigued when dealing with challenges. When you give so much of your energy, it's vital that you replenish your energy source afterwards. And that is completely true. I mean, we can't just keep giving, giving, giving. We end up drained and exhausted and empty, and we can't, help others or even ourselves when we're driven to the ground like that and just so exhausted. And I've been there so many times. Believe me, so many times have I felt so depleted that I have to pull back. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish to think of yourself. It's necessary to, establish boundaries with people. And, you don't have to say yes to everyone. You could say no and still be a decent person. I mean, you've got to do what's right for you. You could achieve this by taking some time out in nature, getting adequate rest, practicing self-love, being self-nurturing, and eating healthy, energizing foods. Be around people who uplift and encourage this journey that you're on. And that's so true as well, because, whoever you are surrounding yourself with has such an impact on your energy. And some people are just so draining to be around that you just feel like you need a nap after you've had an encounter with them. I mean, you just feel so depleted and you don't know why. So it's also time to really ask yourself why your outer world is sending you situations and circumstances that exhaust you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And it's the people we surround ourselves with. It's the places we go. It's the jobs that we have. You really have to take inventory of what is bringing peace to your life and what is causing nothing but negativity and toxicity. And whatever it is, it needs to go. Because if these things are not for your highest good, sooner or later, the universe will remove them from your life if you keep ignoring the red flags. Trust me, it's happened to me. When one gives too much without receiving the equivalent energy back, deeper issues relating to self-worth and self-love are exposed. Do you constantly give to prove your worth and justify your existence? Here we are again with the people pleasing. Are you doing things out of obligation and what people will think of you? You can't. You've got to think of yourself. You've got to love yourself first, and not in a narcissistic way, in a way that is healthy and balanced, that through self-love and nurturing of yourself, you're able to have balanced relationships too. And you'll know when you respect yourself enough, you'll know when you're giving to someone and you're not getting back, that you need to pull back from that. When you care enough about yourself, you'll recognize, when you're not being treated right, and you won't allow people to disrespect you. So it's all about self-respect too, and your self-esteem. But so many of us lack self-esteem and self-confidence that we just keep going along with what people expect of us, and we just keep doing for people that don't even deserve a minute of our time. So think about it. Who in your life is not deserving of your time? Not everybody deserves to have you in their life. And a lot of us need to set up some boundaries. Okay. And, maybe you're fearing losing these people, but my goodness, if they're taking advantage of you and draining you dry, it's no loss. It's their loss to lose you in their life, but it's not your loss to lose somebody that took advantage of you, that overstepped their boundaries and just expected of you and never gave anything in return. We're all worthy of a beautiful life. And we have to create this life. We've got to make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with the right people and not these takers, because takers just take, they never give. So we need to get some balance in our lives. And the last card is 29, and it's shine. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me of like a peacock with these swirls. But it's actually, a woman with very long hair, and her hair is what's swirling around to make those swirl designs on the card. The artwork on these are just absolutely stunning. If you've selected this card, Spirit encourages you to shine your extraordinary radiant light. You have traveled a long road full of experiences that consisted of reservations and uncertainty of self. Now you find yourself inspired, motivated, and ignited with a sense of purpose and passion. Limitations of the mind that once kept you bound have been released, and you are now ready to take the next step. It's time, dear one, to follow your heart's true calling and sing your unique song. Spirit thanks you for having the courage to stay away from the crowd despite the caution of the mind. The more you build on your creative passion, the brighter your light will shine. Not only will your surroundings transform to reflect your increasing vibration, but many around you will be inspired by your achievements and personal growth. And that's so important that we, live by example. We can't just keep preaching love and light, and then behave totally different than the words that are coming out of our mouth. And I've noticed that about a lot of people. They're so quick to say love and light, but they're negative and toxic when they think no one else is looking. And the lifestyles that they're leading just don't measure up with what's coming out of their mouth. They're not practicing what they preach. Let's put it that way. Just by following your heart and doing what you love best, you'll assist humanity in raising the planetary light. Some may become envious of your accomplishments and success, but don't feel obligated to turn your lights low to appease the discontentment of them. And that's right, don't allow anybody to dim your light. Shine your light. And if they're jealous, then they're not worth being around. They're not your friends. If anyone is jealous of your accomplishments or how far you've come, they really don't have your best interests at heart. Trust me. And a lot of people will be that way. And the sad part about it is they want what you have, and they want to be like you are, at peace and comfortable in your own skin, but they're not willing to do the hard work. Now, how ridiculous is that? They want things, but they don't want to work hard for them like we have. So don't worry about, who you're going to lose by shining your light. They're not meant to be on your path at this point. Maybe they were a lesson that was just passing through, and hopefully you learned, not to be like them. A strong current is propelling you forward in a positive direction, steered by the heart. A path that is driven by the heart is a soul that is limitless and fruitful. Have fun during this wonderful time and express your beautiful soul for the world to see. You deserve it. So all of you have something to offer this world. Make sure that you shine your light, especially at a time like this when it just seems so bleak and dark with what has been going on. That's when the world needs you more, to shine your light. What a beautiful, beautiful reading. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like it by giving it a thumbs up, share it, and above all, subscribe.